Hey guys, welcome back to Mo's Game Table. Today we're going to take a look inside Barnard Star, the first interstellar war. This is a game designed by Carrie Anderson and published by Microgame Design Group out of Canada. This is an old game. It was initially published in 1999. It's gone through a couple of editions. It's now in its third edition that was released in 2015, and that's what this one is. I've always had a soft spot for these garage kits and magazine games, and that's what this one is here. I like seeing what these other designers have, what their takes are on unique subjects such as this one. And Barnard Star is a real star about 6 light years from Earth, and in this instance it is a interstellar battle between the Terran Federation and the Neronians that is taking place at Barnard Star. So let's take a look inside and see what you get. It is a Ziploc game, as you can see. It is not a box, and the front cover actually doubles as the interstellar display. The interstellar display also has your game turn record track down here from 1 to 12, and then you have the Sol system, which is where we are, Barnard Star 6 light years from us, and then Kruger 60, which is where the Neronians hail from. You have your rule book, 2 maps, a player aid card, and your counters. So let's set up the map and take a look at the rest of the game. And here's a look at the 2 geomorphic maps that come with the game. These are paper maps, and there is some excess border here which will probably need to be trimmed, or you can just overlook it, as you're setting up the game. As long as you line up these hexes that kind of bleed over into each other, just overlay it like that, slap a piece of plexi down, and you're good to go. You can also, if you'd like to create your own scenarios, use one or the other maps for maybe like a little skirmish or something like that. But the game itself comes with the scenario that uses both of the maps. We'll take a look at the player aid that comes with Barnard Star. You have your support and your assault CRTs, your terrain effects chart down here, and these are the explanations of the results that you get for both of your CRTs. On the backhand side, you got your space combat results table, your interstellar navigation table, and the abbreviations of the different ships in the games, and then a breakdown on how to read each of the counters in the game. We'll take a look at the counters that come with the game. The Terran forces are in green, the Neronians in purple. You have your spacecraft for the Terrans and for the Neronians on the left and right, beacons, support units, and other admin counters. And bear in mind when you get this is a pretty thin counter sheet. So basically it's just a piece of cardboard with stickers on either side, and it is die cut. So make sure you're careful when you're punching these out that you don't tear them. Now we'll take a look at the rulebook for the game. It is an 8-page rulebook, so not a lot to read and get to the table. It looks like it's pretty simple to grok. But I do like the fact that there's a good amount of chrome in the game to give you kind of a bigger picture, a bigger scope for such a small game. Said for the introduction here, the game Barnard Star deals with the critical battle in the Neronian War. Players assume the roles of the Neronian and Terran leaders fighting the battle on the planetary surface. As the battle progresses, it is a race against time for both players. The number of beacons destroyed will determine the fate of the coming Terran counterattack fleet. There's a breakdown of your components, game map, playing pieces, an explanation of your playing pieces. Then we get into the sequence of play. It'll break down all the steps for the sequence of play for you: interstellar navigation, space combat, the resolution, withdrawal, transports, ground movement, zones of control, transportation movement, space planet interaction, transporting ground units through space, landing transport ships, landing jump troops, lifting off transport ships, and close approach missions. So like I said, it's got some big ideas that it kind of compresses into pretty simple rules to give you more of an epic scope feel in the game, which I really am curious to see how it plays. Then you have your planetary defense fire, ground combat, support fire resolution, assault combat, bombardments, overruns, eclipses, and then the battle itself. This is the setup for the scenario, and then there is an explanation of how you can set up some additional scenarios if you'd like, and situations you can use to build your own scenarios. Then on the back you have some more notes, rationale about the war with Naren and the interstellar movement, weapons of war, and then designer's notes on page 8. And that is a look at everything you get inside of Barnard Star, the first interstellar war, a game designed by Carrie Anderson and published by Microgame Design Group. If you're a sci-fi wargame fan, this is, I think, worth checking out because it's not an expensive game to get hold of. You can get it relatively inexpensively, and like I said, you're going to get what you pay for as far as quality goes. These are thin counters, but they're not terrible. You just have to be very careful when you punch them out, I think, because the way the die cut is, I'm not sure if it goes all the way through. It looks, by looking at it here, it looks like you're going to probably need to cut through some of these, and given how thin these are, I wouldn't want to take the chance of tearing any of them. But they are thick enough to where they will withstand some damage. Just be mindful of separating them from the counter tree when you get the game. But I like the ideas that are posited in this game. You have this kind of epic scope game where you're landing on the planet, you're assaulting it, you've got troops on the planet, you've got bombardments and overruns and things like that. I think it has enough juice there to make me excited to play on a rainy Saturday afternoon when I can't get out and hang out. I can just stay in, play a game like this, and have fun for a couple hours, solitaire or with a friend. I hope that helps you guys out if you've been curious about this game. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.